Hello and welcome. My name is Kyle, and I will be providing you with an agenda for the upcoming presentation, where our team will break down our firm's progress throughout the simulation. The following presentation will highlight and discuss the supply chain management of OnTechU, firm number 5 within the industry. This report will provide management key insights on past decisions made throughout the simulation months 3 through 8, and discuss future actions the firm may take in order to increase productivity and overall profitability. A SWOT analysis will be provided breaking down OnTechU's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, as well as challenging factors that arose throughout the simulation. And then finally, the report will highlight on our firm's turning point over the simulation and how it impacted our overall standing within the industry. Shafi will begin the presentation by providing a SWOT analysis, highlighting our firm's key strengths and weaknesses, followed by Marcus, who will provide potential risks our firm may encounter in the future. Fadi will continue by providing insights on short and long-term opportunities our firm may seek. I will then break down our firm's most challenging aspect when managing our supply chain, and finally Ryan will conclude the presentation by breaking down our firm's turning point over the simulation. I will now hand this presentation off to Shafi, who will begin our SWOT analysis.
Of the top 3 strengths of our company, forecasting has definitely been the greatest. Over time, we had continuously improved our forecasting method. Initially, we started with a weighted moving average method until arriving at an exponential smoothing with trend method, using MAPE to measure accuracy. The weighted moving average method was unsuccessful at determining demand, as weights are based on intuition, which is not reliable. Exponential smoothing allows for weight to be placed on recent data, but also accounts for previous errors of the forecast. Being able to successfully forecast demand for the following periods was imperative to our company's success. It increased our ability to effectively make other decisions that allowed for an efficient supply chain. The second strength of our company was our fill rates, which indicate our ability to meet demand without stockouts or lost sales. Our company's fill rates were higher than the industry average in months 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Successfully forecasting demand significantly contributed to our company's ability to meet demand and maintain fill rates, as we were able to ensure enough inventory was produced. Incurring stockouts or lost sales are costly, as they can significantly affect procurement, production, and distribution, as well as customer service and the overall efficiency of the supply chain. Return on assets is another strength of our company. The net income created as a result of investments made has allowed our company to grow and increase distribution in new markets. Return on assets started above average in month 3, however was below average in months 4 and 5 as a result of new investments in production and distribution. However, these investments increased our return on assets to much higher than the industry average in months 6, 7, and 8. Our company started declining in customer satisfaction after month 4 to significantly below the industry average. This was therefore our greatest weakness, as our rank under this criteria was difficult to change during the following months. Overall, our company was unable to pinpoint the specific reason for the decline in customer satisfaction, and the decisions to resolve this issue were costly, as we attempted to increase the number of customer service representatives from 3 to 4 in each region, as well as increase their salaries from $3,000 to $3,900, all of which did not improve our ranking. Poor customer satisfaction may have been due to a competitive market. Higher quality products from competitors results in a direct effect on company reputation and can be reflected in customer return rates and feedback. It is also reasonable that the inability to fulfill orders around this time is a likely cause and suggests a shift in understanding customer demands that were no longer being met. Our inventory turnover was another weakness of our company, as the ratio of product cost to average inventory value was significantly below the industry average during months 7 and 8, and was average during month 6. Our company was unable to successfully distribute and reproduce our inventory at an optimal rate. This resulted in poorer inventory turnover. Inadequate inventory turnover suggests our company had inefficiencies within the supply chain. This also contributed to increased carrying or holding costs to carry extra inventory, which reduces our net profit. Our company shows a variable change in market share percentage as opposed to steady growth. This percentage allows us to understand how much our company holds market share in this industry. In other words, how much of our company's sales make up the total sales of the industry. This is one of our company's weaknesses, as our growth in this area is inconsistent. Most months show a negative change in market share percentage, as seen from months 3 through 5. Market share picks up during month 6, however, following month 6, the change in market share declines again, meaning the company is occupying a smaller portion of the industry sales. This reflects the company's inability to maintain traction and growth in the industry, likely reflected by a highly competitive market.
The top 3 risks to our firm included competition from other firms, bad public relations due to low customer satisfaction, and loss of revenue due to poor inventory management practices. When a competitor has a competitive advantage over us, it can negatively impact our firm and cost us millions of dollars. In terms of financial competition, our firm was fairly successful and was even close to being an industry best in some categories such as net income to revenues, return on assets, and net asset turns. This shows that our firm was profitable and was operating in a fairly efficient manner. In terms of operational performance, our firm was an industry best when it came to fill rate, which was 100%. This means that we were able to meet the demands of our customers, which gives us the competitive advantage over the other firms in our industry. In terms of recommendations for future managers regarding competition risk, they should focus on knowing the competition well, which can help give us a platform for differentiation, know the customers, and respond to the customers appropriately. Be innovative, improve marketing efforts, and know the strengths and weaknesses of our firm. The second risk our firm faced was bad public relations due to low customer satisfaction. In this day and age, the speed in which bad news can spread can make it tough for a firm to manage a crisis, such as bad public relations. When customers are unsatisfied with a product or service, they will usually stop doing business with you and also tell others about their bad experience, which shines a negative spotlight on our firm, which will ultimately lead to lost revenues. In terms of customer satisfaction, our firm was an industry worst at 20.5%, which was 3.1% below the industry average. Part of the reason for the low customer satisfaction could be because of our unfilled orders from the previous months. Even though we did not have that many unfilled orders in month 9, it still leaves customers with a negative outlook on our firm and makes it seem as if we are operating in an inefficient manner. In order for future managers to mitigate the risk of receiving bad PR from poor customer satisfaction, they should focus on improving responsiveness to customers, make customer satisfaction a priority, offer product training and support, personalize the customer service so customers feel as if they're the only ones who matter, and demonstrate product knowledge. The third and final risk our firm faced was the risk of not being able to sell off our inventory, which could lead to lost revenues. Inventory risk refers to the potential for a loss due to poor inventory planning and control failures. There are a few types of inventory risks that our firm faced, which were input shortage, shrinkage, excess inventory, and inventory shortage. If our firm doesn't have enough inventory to meet customer demand, we could end up losing revenue along with gaining a negative reputation from customers. If our firm has excess inventory on hand, it means the supply is greater than demand, which will ultimately lead to our firm losing money and having to discount the inventory in order to sell it off. These problems are a direct result of poor forecasting methods along with poor inventory management strategies. At the end of each month, we would often have leftover inventory, which means we were overproducing. In order to mitigate this risk for future managers, they should focus on using accurate forecast methods, which can be improved by implementing good information systems. Managers should track revenue data and regularly move inventory by doing special promotions, discounting, and sales. It is also important for managers to keep an eye on suppliers and monitor their activities to make sure they're supplying our firm with the exact amount of product we ordered.
And in regards to the opportunities, the first opportunity would be enhancing our customer satisfaction. So our customer satisfaction dropped a lot in the last 4 months of the operations. The unfilled orders was one of the reasons for the dissatisfaction and the quality of our products in comparison to our competitors. A vendor managed inventory system could be a great idea in achieving customer satisfaction, as it will provide us access to our clients' extranets to get real-time updates on sales and inventory levels. It will enable our company to analyze our intermediaries' inventory replenishment needs and ship the required amounts to them automatically in efficient and timely manner, and it will minimize the bullwhip effect created by the lack of communication. And the second opportunity would be enhancing the inventory turnover. Our inventory turnover in the last 2 months decreased below the industry average. One of the reasons is weak sales, which decreased from month 7 to month 8. Another reason would be the 17,282 unfilled orders in the last 6 months. An opportunity would be to incorporate discounted bulk prices to sell additional products to our clients, and an inventory system as mentioned earlier, which will help our company to manage inventory more effectively and making sure that we supply the orders amount in timely manner to our consumer base. And the final opportunity will be improving the market share growth. Our change in market share percentage has been fluctuating from month to month, which is not a good indicator of a stable operation. Our primary goal is to maintain our percentage market share in a positive direction to be the best in our industry. A great opportunity would be to continue innovating our products and improving our supply chain to maximize the value to our customer. By doing so, we will be able to further improve our market share and our overall market position. Furthermore, strengthening our relationship with supplier through a timely supply with benefits our firm long term, as it will result in a repurchase and brand loyalty. Lastly, take advantage more of the market research portion in order to make better decisions in the overall operations.
Now that we've completed a SWOT analysis, I'd like to take this time to disclose our firm's most challenging aspect. Our firm's most challenging aspect when managing our supply chain was the ability to improve our customer satisfaction rating. Throughout the simulation, our firm ranked above average in about all aspects of the KPI charts, except under the customer satisfaction criterion. During the simulation, our firm was ranked as the industry's worst in months 5 through 8. No matter which aspect we attempted to change in our decision process, we were not able to improve in this aspect. We attempted to invest in research marketing that would allow us to compare our firm to other firms within the industry, to hopefully find where we were falling short. Unfortunately, we were not able to gather enough relevant data to help us make future decisions to improve our customer satisfaction. Next, we attempted to prevent unfulfilled orders. Due to the lack of available products in previous months, we assumed that this would also contribute to our poor satisfaction rating. We understood that this dilemma would impact our future sales, as it would discourage returning consumers and that a poor experience would discredit our firm's integrity. However, after providing ample amounts of product in following months, our rating was still unchanged. We finally took a look at our service management, where we made a few adjustments within our customer service segment. The final aspect we considered when trying to improve our firm's customer satisfaction rating was how well we were managing our services, and the questions that arose included: are we hiring enough CSRs for each region? Are we compensating our CSRs adequately to ensure quality service? And finally, are we allocating our CSRs' time accordingly to regions that need more focus? All of these questions, along with others, were taken into consideration in each of our monthly decisions to try and improve our satisfaction rating. Ultimately, no matter our efforts, we were unable to effectively improve our customer service levels and ranked as the industry's worst in this KPI.
I'm going to talk about our turning point. We decided that our key turning point was when we decided to constantly improve our forecasting method. We realized early on that many of our decisions were reliant on a good forecasting accuracy. With a good forecast, we can have an appropriate level of production and allow ourselves to fill our orders. From knowing our production numbers, we can make correct procurement and transportation decisions so we do not underpurchase and our shipment levels are appropriate. Throughout the simulation, we used 3 different models. We began the simulation with a simple 3-month weighted moving average. With the KPI given to us after the first round, we realized we were below average with our forecasting accuracy. Not wanting this to be a trend, we looked to change our forecasting model. After some discussion, we thought that an exponential smoothing method may work best for us. We tested varying alpha values and chose one that seemed to best align with our previous data. We also decided we should try to incorporate the trend of the demand and simply used a beta value of 0.5. A mistake we made in this decision was using a singular alpha value for every forecast. This seemed to work for the next 2 decisions, as our forecasting accuracy improved to about average. We weren't fully satisfied with an average forecast, so in order to improve it, we began to calculate the MAPE. We began this process by creating tables to find the MAPE for 1 decimal alpha values, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, up to 0.9. A sample of this chart may be seen on the next slide. After some discussion, we decided it would be a good idea to compare this value to another forecasting method. We thought regression may give us that extra push in accuracy, and after calculating it, we found it to be the most accurate forecasting method for us. An example of this method is shown on the following slide. When we used this method, we had our best decision period with a forecasting accuracy slightly above 89%, dropping slightly for the final period. We believe the decision to constantly improve our forecasting model was a key turning point for us, and it was critical to our final position.